this constitution has miserably failed. So like seeking redressal of the problem of this magnitude from within the constitution was not possible. But the cooperation of all the sides is very, very important.
Let me go across to Ridhima, who's also with us. Thanks, Ridhima, once again for tuning in and joining us.
Thank you for having me.
There was a lot of disagreement between the Gen Z groups in the last 24 hours or so. How did that get resolved?
Well, I think it's largely because the Gen Z groups and Mayor Balensa, who are influential figures.
Actually, I just wanted to take that across to Ridhima.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
I wanted to, just 1 second, sir. I wanted to take that across to Ridhima. Ridhima, go ahead. Could you tell us how, in your opinion, the protests which we were seeing between different Gen Z groups came to an end?
Protests between different Gen Z groups. Did we have a protest?
Yes, how did that come to an end?
I can take that.
Yeah,
were there not different Gen Z groups who had different opinions who should actually be the interim prime minister, or was there unanimity? Because we were told that there were at least 3 other names doing the rounds.
Yeah, please go ahead. You can answer this.
Yeah, so we did have different groups that initiated the movement, that initiated the protest. However, the commonality was too strong to, to not focus on these things, on the things that really mattered, which was to end corruption, as vague as it sounds. I think that commonality brought us together. That is my personal opinion, of course. There was a discourse on who to be elected, but with polls that even I did on my social media platform, it showed Ms. Casey as the front runner. This whole discussion, I mean, it's going to surface in the news later. Discord was a huge help where, thousands of opinions were taken into consideration. The best candidate right now was chosen to be Ms. Casey. The commonality of ending corruption and initiating the new leadership, that was one of the biggest and most agreed upon clause for Gen Zs from all groups. So that really helped bring everything together.
Koshraj Koirala, what about the deposed government and their leaders? We know that they had to run away. They were evacuated. In other cases, they were beaten up. A, where have they all gone? And B, do the political parties that have existed in Nepal, are they still as significant as political forces?
Yeah, thank you for having me. I think, yes, they are still a significant force in the country. And, many of the leaders, they are still under the protection of Nepal Army. Some of them are still in Sivapuri barrack, which is just near, this Kathmandu. It's in the outskirts of the Kathmandu Valley. But yes, because, the UML, for example, is a cadre-based party and it has hundreds of, thousands of cadres, organized cadre. It is still a significant, formidable force. Even Nepali Congress has also significantly large number of, membership. So they are still, they are a formidable force. If you just ask me about their strength. Like Gen Z group, this is like just emotionally in a connected group. They do not have organization. It's a very loose organization. And, if you just say GNG, and they are not like, they do not belong to one particular party. Even within Nepali Congress, even within UML, there are GNG, Generation Z group. So in that case, I don't know how this group will organize itself and, move forward for their common cause. But it will be, it's going to be very challenging if this GNZ group, which is spearheading this particular movement, is not able to get support from the mainstream political parties. Their cooperation is very vital, and today's the fact that not many of the senior leaders of the existing mainstream parties were present during this swearing-in ceremony speaks a lot. I mean, the Gen Z group is not able to, win the confidence of mainstream political parties, and this is going to pose significant challenges to achieve the goal that this particular group has actually trying to champion. Yes.
Yuvraj Gimine, let me come back to you. I'm just trying to understand what is going to happen to the former Prime Minister, members of his cabinet. Is there going to be a process of bringing them to justice? Are they going to be accused of corruption? And is there going to be a trial? What happens next as far as that is concerned?
I'm sure that's going to happen. And when you, asked these questions previously also, why did it take so long? I think Sushila Karki stood her ground that she would not be accepting this position if there is no agreement, or if she is not allowed to form a high-level probe team into excessive use of force on the youth Tuesday that led to the killing of 30, at least 30 of them, and also on corruption in high places. I think political parties, top three leaders, only the one President were opposed to that. But she stood her ground, and she even my information is she walked out of the meeting saying, "Don't call me again if these preconditions are not met. I won't be there." So I think she is very firm on that. Hopefully, for the first time, the corruption in high places will be investigated, and those who are guilty brought to book.
Okay. Well, we did speak to Sushila Karki earlier on in the day. I'd like to thank all my guests very much for joining us. And we do hope that this process picks up pace, the process for peace. There is an interim prime minister, hopefully elections in the next few months, but stability more than anything else in Nepal. There are still cracks and differences within what people in Nepal want or what they see as the road ahead. Hopefully those will be addressed as well. But we did speak to Sushila Karki. Here's what she told my colleague Sikta Diol.
It shouldn't have happened, and
because these children actually what they were demanding, they were on a silent movement. They were in a peaceful movement, because I can prove it that no student have any kinds of arms, lathi, nothing in their hand.
so what's the way forward? My last question, what is the way forward? Because things are going out
The
of
thing
hand.
is, this government should be collapsed.
They should step down,
And-
but who leads the country then?
The youth
New generation, youth, and
But do they have leaders? Do they have people who can lead them?
youth means not these are also. They are also below the 40s, below the 45s, and below the 50.
A younger politician should lead.
Yeah. They should lead, and they can do. These all are out of date. They have no any vision, no education. However, they have education, maybe certificate, but they does not seem they educated.
You are equally disillusioned like these Gen Z and the young protesters?
Yeah.
You are equally disillusioned by the government?
Yeah, I support this movement, because not yesterday, from today I am supporting this movement, because they killed our children. Innocent children they have killed. This is enough against the people. They exploited economically, they exploited for everything, and now they are taking the life of the people, life of the child. What the father and mother parent they do hard labor to raise up the child. They kill their ambition and their hope.
All right, well, we'll keep tracking the story in Nepal as it develops over the next couple of days. Very, very testy times over there. But yes, for the moment, there is an interim prime minister, the woman who you saw there on your screen, Sushila Karki. We're going to move on now to some other news, and it does appear that India, the Indian Air Force, is one step closer to acquiring as much as 114 new Rafale aircraft in what will be a landmark defense deal. The biggest in India for sure, 2 lakh crores is the rough estimate, but certainly one of the biggest deals in the world. Now, these Rafales would likely be built in India itself. The proposal has moved from the Air Force, which was looking at this entire process, and to the Ministry of Defense, which now needs to act on it. Shiv, we've been, and the Air Force has been looking at the acquisition of 114 new Rafale aircraft for several years. Do you believe that that process has now picked up pace particularly after Op Sindoor?
Vishnu, you're right. This has been a requirement for over a decade now, if not more. And the Indian Air Force, I think, has galvanized its decision to confirm the Rafale fighter, which has not only proven itself in Operation Sindoor, but the Indian Air Force also sees that it has very little elbow room or time to waste in deciding on what other fighter to buy. It also makes eminent sense because 36 Rafales already exist in the Indian Air Force's inventory in 2 squadrons, with at least 2 more squadrons coming into the Indian Navy, and therefore it makes no sense at all for the Indian Air Force to look for another fighter. So the 114 fighters, a statement of case, has been moved to the Ministry of Defence. It's going to be interesting to see how this pans out, Vishnu, because 114 is a large number. The Indian Air Force, in its statement of case, wants all of these fighters to be built here in India. That is going to be a complicated and ambitious exercise, as we know, because it is no small feat to build, a facility entirely from scratch, to build, a largely made in India Rafale on site. But this could be seen as the first step towards that. The Indian Air Force knows that it has very little time to waste in terms of shoring up those squadron numbers, and 114 Rafales would go quite a distance in addressing those dwindling squadron numbers. There are many other legacy fighters which are retiring very soon, over the next few months and years, in fact, and therefore these aircraft are actually required quite urgently. And as you rightly said, Vishnu, as the last point, Operation Sindoor saw the use of Rafales in anger, in combat, for the first time from the Indian Air Force, and they did so in very, very effective measure. They were the aircraft that fired many of the missiles that destroyed facilities and air bases across Pakistan, and therefore that has in many ways confirmed the Indian Air Force in what it has always wanted to do with the Rafale.
Right. We leave it there, Shiv. It's a big step. It possibly means that the other competitors from Boeing, Lockheed Martin, the Russians, Sukhoi, possibly the MiG-35, if it was still in the race, they're out, is what this essentially means, and the Gripen from Sweden as well. We're going to leave it over there. You've been watching Left, Right and Centre. We'll take a short break, come back with a lot more on NDTV.
Vanakkam Tamil Nadu.
Well, the battle for Tamil Nadu 2026 is open now.
After Chief Minister Stalin rolls up his sleeves and Vijay steps in as a star challenger.
This is a mass gathering, not for cash.
Meanwhile, a former Chief Minister, Edappadi Palanisamy, begins his fight back.
The big comeback campaign by EPS has well and truly begun.
These are all the ultimate players, and this is going to be the ultimate test.
Across the country, he has tracked the pulse of power from Washington to Korea. Witnessed history being made in global capitals and conflict zones. Brought clarity to complex issues of national security and international affairs. And now, Aditya Raj Kaul begins a new chapter at NDTV.
Actually, I'm taking off because the stories I cover don't sit still. To bring the world to India and to take India to the world, I need to be where action is.
Aditya Raj Kaul, covering international affairs like no one else. Only on NDTV network.
We're the only country with such a large population of youth and yuva.
Pure talent और कुछ नहीं है.
बुलाने वाला फ्यूचर काफी अच्छा है स्पोर्ट्स का.
Luck, patience and a lot of tolerance.
Life can change overnight.
जीवन में मैंने कोशिश की है सदैव चुनौती को अपनाने.
We need to work towards an egalitarian society, regardless of gender and orientation.
The best app to use is the NDTV app.
दुनिया भर में जब भी भारतीय मीडिया की चर्चा होती है तो एनडीटीवी सबसे पहले जिक्र में आता है।
मैं आपका बात से सहमत हूं। उल्टे हम भी जब विदेश जाते हैं, द बेस्ट ऐप टू यूज इज द एनडीटीवी ऐप।
They argue, I conclude. They deflect, I drill down. This isn't a free-for-all. It's a reckoning. No filler, no fog. Only the facts and where they lead. Every night at 9, the case closes because the buck stops here.
हेलो बोलिए मैडम, डब्बा टेकिंग कब से चल रहा है पता है मैडम आपको? हम और आप तो जन्म भी नहीं हुआ था हमारा।
We investigated a shady advisory firm that has spent big bucks on advertising on the front pages of national dailies.
ये आपको बिल्कुल उसका ऐसा हल्का सा भी खौफ नहीं है।
मैडम एक बात को खौफ किस लिए रखना चाहिए तो बताओ, कौन सा गलत काम कर रहा हूँ मैं?
After our report, we also saw NSE came out with a cautionary circular to the investors. Market Regulator Securities and Exchange Board of India has also come out with a release talking about the actions that it has taken. Cyber complaint has also been filed against the entities involved in this entire Dabba trading scam.
Presenting the all-knowing, all-powerful Tech Guru.
Whoa. Guru? I'm no guru.
Okay.
I'm just a guy who loves his tech.
A show where the mysteries of megabytes and motherboards shall be unraveled.
Bro, nobody talks like that anymore. This is all about connected ecosystems, EVs and AI that you can use in your daily life. That's what we do on Tech 360. Real talk, real reviews, tech that you can actually use.
Tech has changed. So should your tech show.
If it matters to you, if it matters to you, if it matters to you, it matters to India. It matters to India. And it matters to me. And it matters to me.
India Matters with Shivaru. Only on NDTV 24/7.
An unmatched immersive event. FM Takes India Inc. Questions live.
140 crore Indians will have one or the other thing touching them from 22nd September.
The biggest industry names.
Center versus state is not the point. All of us are together in it, and if states lose, I also lose.
Top policy titles, the headline makers.
What is the optimal way of engagement? So 100% of this will be passed on to the consumer. We'll be driving the growth of our country.
All on one mega stage. The voices that matter.
हम भी जब विदेश जाते हैं, the best app to use is the NDTV app.
Speak only on NDTV.
Rajasthan is history, culture, and much more. And I have been reporting on all things royal for more than 25 years.
The colors, the culture, and the complexities of the Northeast is different from the rest of the country. I have been bringing the Northeast closer to the capital for over 15 years.
Madhya Pradesh is the heart of India, and I have been capturing its every beat for over 10 years, covering the corridors of power, what is said, what is left unsaid, and what it actually means for you and me. I have it all covered.
Kashmir is often called paradise on earth, a region that has been in a state of flux from conflict to India's crowning glory. I have been reporting and decoding Jammu and Kashmir for last 3 decades.
The best app to use is the NDTV app.
दुनिया भर में जब भी भारतीय मीडिया की चर्चा होती है तो एनडीटीवी सबसे पहले जिक्र में आता है।
मैं आपका बात से सहमत हूं, उल्टे हम भी जब विदेश जाते हैं, the best app to use is the NDTV app.
ब्रेकिंग न्यूज का जमाना है, सबको तिल का ताड़ और राई का पहाड़ बनाना है। ऐसे में जनता के जूते के अंदर फंसा कंकड़ कौन देखे? बड़े बड़े मुद्दों के शोर में जमीन से जुड़े मुद्दे अक्सर खो जाते हैं। लेकिन देश तरक्की तब करता है जब जनता के माथे की शिकन हमारी हेडलाइंस बनती है। मैं सैयद सुहेल भारत को जीता हूं, भारत की बात बताता हूं एनडीटीवी इंडिया पर।
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind, I pause, I reflect, I dig until what's buried stands up to be counted. Breaking ground, not just headlines, the meaning behind them. This is Breaking Ground with me, Vedika Sood.
The markets move fast.
And so should your portfolio. Expert insights, real-time stock picks.
Do I buy Ola?
Should I
or
hold
buy
CDSL for the long term? Buy, sell or hold.
The answers you need, straight from the experts.
Callers from India and across the world. Connect live, ask, decide and invest wisely.
Your portfolio, your future. Ask Profit.
Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Osama Sharp, starting this bulletin with the big story, a firing incident that occurred outside of Bollywood actress Dicha Patni's father, Jagdish Patni's house in Bareilly. Following his complaint, the police has formed 5 teams to investigate this entire matter. A viral social media post in the meanwhile by a user named Virendra Charan claims that gangster duo Goldie Brar and Rohit Gudara, they were behind the attack, allegedly in retaliation for an insult to spiritual guru Premanand Maharaj. This post warned against disrespecting Sanatan Dharma and saints, calling the attack just a trailer and threatening further action against the film industry. The authenticity of the post has not been confirmed by authorities yet.
कल देर रात्रि लगभग 3:30 बजे रिटायर्ड सीओ श्री जगदीश पाटनी जी के घर पर बाइक से आए 2 अज्ञात हमलावरों द्वारा फायरिंग की घटना की सूचना आज दिन में प्राप्त हुई थी। एसपी सिटी के साथ एसओजी व सर्विलांस की टीमों को तत्काल मौके पर भेजा गया। घटना की पुष्टि होने पर प्रार्थना पत्र लेकर गंभीर धाराओं में थाना कोतवाली पर एफआईआर पंजीकृत की जा रही है। परिवार की सुरक्षा व्यवस्था सुनिश्चित करने के लिए पर्याप्त आर्म्ड पुलिस बल की तैनाती की गई है। एसपी सिटी व एसपी क्राइम के पर्यवेक्षण में 5 टीमों को तैयार किया गया है जो घटना के अनावरण एवं अभियुक्तों की गिरफ्तारी सुनिश्चित करेंगी। जो भी घटना में शामिल हैं उनके विरुद्ध कठोरतम कार्रवाई पुलिस के द्वारा की जाएगी।
Another breaking news on NDTV. The Defence Ministry has received a proposal from the Indian Air Force for the purchase of 114 Rafale jets. This would take the total amount of Rafales in India's arsenal to 176, with 36 Rafales belonging to the Indian Air Force while 26 belong to the Navy. This deal's value is estimated at over 2 lakh crore rupees and would be the biggest defence deal ever signed by India. This proposal has come following the Rafale's success in Operation Sindoor, with the French-made jets playing a crucial role in India's strikes on Pakistan. 60% of the content of the jets are going to be indigenous, and the range of the air-to-ground missiles will be greater than the existing Scalp. My colleague Vishnu Shom gets us more details.
Well, if it does come through, then it'll be the biggest defense deal that India has ever seen. 2 lakh crore rupees worth of Rafale fighters, 114 more could be inducted eventually into the Indian Air Force. The proposal looking at various fighter aircraft, including the Rafale jet, has now moved, at least on paper, from the Indian Air Force, which was evaluating several jets, to the Defense Ministry, which now needs to start the process of actually looking at the financials. It'll be several years before these are eventually acquired, and there is a sense that they would, at least a large percentage of each fighter would be built in India. In other words, it would be Atmanirbhar in a particular sense. This is a huge relief for the Indian Air Force if this eventually happens. They've been wanting 114 more fighter aircraft because their fighter strength is depleting. The MiG-21s are being decommissioned at the end of this month, and frankly, they need something much, much more advanced. Remember, the Indian Air Force at this stage operates 2 squadrons of Rafale jets. These would add substantially to the strength of the Indian Air Force. The Indian Navy has also ordered 26. So it does appear that the Rafale will be, certainly along with the Sukhoi 30, be the mainstay of the Indian Air Force going forward.
And Bihar's biggest political flashpoint yet, the AI video of the Prime Minister's mother that was shared by the Bihar Congress. This video shows an AI version of the Prime Minister's late mother berating him over past policies and the upcoming Bihar election. In fact, a huge political fight has now broken out over this video, with the union ministers hitting out at the Congress, accusing them of insulting a person who is no more. And repeatedly insulting Modi's mother is what the BJP says, adding that Congress is frustrated due to the repeated rejection by the people and stooping to low level of politics. Congress, in the meanwhile, it has said that the video is not disrespectful and it is in fact advised to the Prime Minister.
Just because a mother is trying to educate the son that do something right, where is it disrespectful? Neither to the mother, who we respect dearly, nor to the son, who needs to command our respect. He can't demand our respect. So he needs to just understand that there are ways of trying to educate him. This is your Raj Dharma. The mother is also trying to explain where is the disrespect. We have shown no disrespect to his late mother.
देखिए, कांग्रेस पार्टी बेशर्मी पर उतर गई। पहले कांग्रेस का झंडा लगा के कांग्रेस के मंच से प्रधानमंत्री की मां को गाली दी गई। अब कांग्रेस पार्टी एआई जनरेटेड वीडियो बना के प्रधानमंत्री जी की मां को दिखा के उसमें उनकी मां का अपमान कर रही है। ये मां के अपमान को बिहार बर्दाश्त नहीं करेगा, ये देश बर्दाश्त नहीं करेगा। जिस तरह से कांग्रेस पार्टी ने ये वीडियो बनाकर प्रधानमंत्री की मां जो दुनिया में नहीं है, उनके बारे में इस तरह का वीडियो बनाना और उनसे कुछ बुलवाना जो दुनिया में नहीं है, ये बहुत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है।
राहुल गांधी अब इतना नीचे गिर गए हैं, जैसे उनकी नकली मां है। उनको न मां का इज्जत का, अपने मां का इज्जत का ख्याल नहीं है, तो दूसरे की मां को कहां से वो सम्मान करेंगे। ये एआई पर मोदी जी के मां को इस ढंग से, इन पर तो फ्रॉडिज्म का केस होनी चाहिए, जांच होनी चाहिए, और ऐसे लोगों को सामाजिक रूप से नहीं, कानूनी रूप से ऐसा सजा मिलनी चाहिए। ये कोई मतलब है? छी छी डूब करके मर जाओ।
In Rahul Gandhi's case, the question that needs to be asked is, Rahul Gandhi frustrated politician क्यों होता है? Is a party that is reduced to either lying or creating fake videos or creating fake narratives to confuse the people of India. And we have seen it. We have seen it in Kerala, where their elected MLA has been accused of molesting women and raping women. So when you are a party president and a leader of a party like this, a dysfunctional, corrupt, exploitative party whose DNA is to lie to people, it's about corrupting and exploiting people, then what else do? You have only one recourse, which is to create a fake narrative and hope that people will be confused.
वो देखा, मैंने जो अनुभव किया है मेरे पिताजी के माध्यम से, जो हमें बोला गया कि जब वो मैडम के सोनिया गांधी के पास थे, मुख्यमंत्री थे, तब राहुल जी जिस तरह से चिल्ला के आ रहे और बोल रहे थे, उन्होंने देखा भी नहीं कि मुख्यमंत्री बैठा है सोनिया गांधी के पास, देख रहे थे, चर्चा कर रहे थे। इस तरीके से जब उन्होंने बर्ताव देखा, उन्होंने बिहेवियर देखा राहुल गांधी का, तो घर आके बोले कि मुझे लगता है कि इंसान में कुछ हो रहा है, इसको कुछ पता नहीं वो क्या हो रहा है, लेकिन अपने खुद के माँ पे इस तरह से बरसाता है और इस तरीके से चिल्ला के उसके साथ बात करता है कि मुझे नहीं लगता कि ये इंसान देश चला पाएगा।
अभद्र भाषा बोलने वाले, माँ को गाली निकालने वालों का रिश्ता राजद और कांग्रेस से ही हो सकता है। लेकिन राजद और कांग्रेस के नेताओं को मैं इतना ही कहना चाहता हूं, ये बिहार की धरती से गणतंत्र को जन्म भी एक तरह से मिला यहाँ पर, और कांग्रेस की इमरजेंसी के खिलाफ भी आवाज़ यहीं से उठी थी। जब इस धरती से प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी की मां को गाली जब कोई निकालता है, तो बिहार की जनता मुंह तोड़ जवाब गालीबाज कांग्रेस और राजद को देगी।
Well, the leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, he has stirred a political debate by skipping the swearing-in ceremony of C.P. Radhakrishnan as India's 15th Vice President. His absence, it drew sharp criticism from the BJP, which accused him of disrespecting the constitution and questioned the Congress party's commitment to democratic norms. Congress, meanwhile, pointed out that Rahul was engaged in other events.
संवैधानिक संस्थाओं और संवैधानिक मर्यादाओं का पालन कांग्रेस कभी नहीं करती है, और ये पहला अवसर नहीं है, इससे पहले भी अनेकों बार इस प्रकार के हुए हैं। तो और राहुल गांधी की एक आदत बन गई है इस तरीके से कार्यक्रमों में न जाने की, जहां पर नेता विपक्ष के रूप में उनकी मौजूदगी होनी चाहिए। मुझे लगता है कि उनको आत्मविश्लेषण करना चाहिए कि कांग्रेस की बुरी हालत जो हो रही है वो इन्हीं कारणों से हो रही है।
खबर ये नहीं है कि वहाँ राहुल गांधी नहीं थे, खबर ये है कि वहाँ धनखड़ साहब थे। पता नहीं उनको शायद बोलने का तो अभी अनुमति नहीं मिली है, मुंह तो बेचारे नहीं खोल पा रहे हैं, लेकिन वो वहाँ थे, ये बड़ी खबर है।
For another breaking news coming in from Karnataka, an accident, a horrific road accident. It occurred near Hosahalli in Hole Narasinghpura in Hassan. A lorry rammed into a Ganesh procession on the National Highway 373 road, and according to preliminary reports, the truck was coming from the opposite direction on the other side of the road. It is said that a bike suddenly came in between, forcing the driver to steer left and lose control, ramming into this procession. And my colleague Deepak Bopanna joins us on the phone line to get us more on this. Deepak, take us through the details.
Well, absolutely, devastating and horrifying accident here coming to the fore from Hassan. A moment of celebration turning into tragedy. Those pictures that, we've just got from Hassan really tells the tale. People dancing and celebrating. This truck that lost control, which was coming in the opposite direction on the other side of the road, loses control and rammed straight into the crowd that was, in the procession. And, right now the death toll, the confirmed number is 6, but I'm hearing that, few people who were rushed to the hospital have also lost their lives. The death toll could right now be at about 8 is what I'm told, and could only go up. The number of people who are seriously injured are at least about 10. There are about 20 to 25 people who sustained injuries totally. Injured have been shifted to the nearby district hospital. If they need additional treatment, they're going to be shifted to Bengaluru, is what I'm learning. The police right now are investigating the case as to what exactly transpired as far as what led to the accident, but quite horrifying to say the least.
All right, Deepak Bopanna there. Thank you very much for getting us all those details. And staying with Karnataka, the Karnataka caste survey saga, it continues to stir, and Siddaramaiah government has been sticking to its gun. The new caste survey, it is going to come into effect. In fact, this is going to take place from the 22nd of September. The Congress government in Karnataka. It is set to spend over 400 crore rupees. This new survey report will be out by December 2025 is what is expected at this moment. The BJP in the meanwhile has taken this opportunity to slam the Karnataka government, calling the spending extravagant. The BJP also says that Karnataka government is misleading the public and misusing the funds that is meant for the betterment of the public.
My request to all the citizens of the state that don't please participate in this survey. Before the enumerator comes, they will give the format so that you can be prepared to answer the enumerator who asks questions to you. And humble request, don't miss this opportunity.
Well, the senior DMK leader and State Minister Durai Murugan on Thursday dismissed the proposition of special intensive revision in Tamil Nadu, asserting that the state is not like Bihar and here people were politically aware and could not be misled. Speaking to media people in Vellore, the minister drew sharp comparison with Bihar, stressing that Tamil Nadu's governance and leadership were distinct as compared to Bihar and their tricks won't work here or with the chief minister is what he has said.
தமிழகம் பீகார் அல்ல. தமிழகத்தில் அவ்வளவு விழிப்புணர்ச்சி பெற்ற ஒரு நாடு ஆகையினால் அங்க இருக்கக்கூடிய ஆட்சி இங்க அல்ல, இது தளபதியினுடைய ஆட்சி. ஆக தமிழ்நாட்டிலும் அவர்கள் பம்பத்தை செல்லாது, தமிழ்நாட்டு முதலமைச்சரிடத்திலும் செல்லாது.
तमिलनाडु के मंत्री एसआईआर की प्रक्रिया को लेकर बिहार पर अनाप शनाप बयान दे रहे हैं, भूल जाते हैं कि बिहार लोकतंत्र की जननी रही है. तो ये दावा कि तमिलनाडु के लोग ही सबसे ज्यादा जागरूक हैं, ये गलत है, बेबुनियाद है. हम बिहारवासी, हम एक राजनीतिक दल के रूप में जिम्मेदारी से अपनी भूमिका का निर्वहन करते हैं. तो हम चेताना चाहते हैं ऐसे लोगों को जो बिहार के आत्मा और अस्मिता पर अगर हमला करेंगे, चोट करेंगे, तो यहां से भी मुंहतोड़ जवाब मिलेगा.
Well, in yet another case of urban apathy, a school bus ferrying 20 children skidded on the slushy pothole-riddled road in Bengaluru. The dashboard footage, it captured the heart-stopping moment as the vehicle hit a crater, forcing the locals to then yank open the emergency exit for a swift evacuation. Miraculously, all the kids, they emerged unscathed, spotlighting the city's crumbling infrastructure woes.
We're standing now in Badagere Main Road. This is ward number 149 and you can see the pathetic condition of this entire stretch of the road as my video journalist tries to traverse through this stretch. There's a massive traffic jam and now you'll see vehicles pass through, everyone trying to avoid the poor condition or at least one side of the road which is in a pathetic condition. The entire road of course is in a poor condition and people try to avoid potholes resulting in absolute chaos, especially in peak hours. There's puddles of water everywhere. The asphalting of course has come out. The potholes are at least 2 to 3 feet deep and earlier today there was a school bus that was passing through this stretch of the road and nearly toppled because there is not even a footpath. For the residents, this has been a perennial problem. Repeated cries for help have only fallen on deaf ears. You can see heavy vehicles pass through, motorists, cars, everyone, day and night struggle through this stretch of the road. Let me speak to a few residents here who probably could highlight the kind of problems that they've been facing. Tell us how long has this issue existed? How many people have you complained to and what is the solution that they're offering?
It has been forever. So the t-shirt I am wearing, This is the picture of the same place 3 years ago, which was fully flooded. Nothing has been done. We have met zonal commissioner when it was BBMP. We keep calling the engineers. They tell BBMP is the problem, BWS is the problem, SWD is the problem. They don't know anything. All they take is money. MLA keeps complaining she doesn't have funds. Where are the funds going? Why is she not fighting for her funds? Who is responsible for all these things?
Absolutely. And you're holding a placard which says refund tax, we will build our city. I think this is a sentiment that many people, especially in the IT corridor, are echoing. Tell us more about how you, what you feel when you see your condition of the road in, like this.
So today one school bus fell in.
Yeah.
It's not my kid's bus, but tomorrow it could be mine. There were kids in there who are traumatized, who got minor injuries. It's a big accident waiting to happen. We can't let this happen to our children.
About a month ago, NDTV, of course, had brought an extensive report from this stretch of the road, highlighted the problem. At that point in time, the residents tell me that the GBA commissioner, Mr. Maheshwar Rao, was here. That's what some of you all told me. But did he do anything? Did he give any assurances that time?
Yeah, so see, 3 years before itself, I have come here, I've given reports, every report, but no action till now. After the NDTV report, GBA commissioner came inside the same layout, and still we don't see action. Here, when the drains are, there is no continuity, how will the water flow? Yeah. So that is why we are telling refund tax and we will build a city. Ideally, MLA and MP has to follow up with the commissioners and the officers and get things done. Absolutely. But we are literally screwing up our office jobs, office time, and we are coming here to do to report to the officers and to file cases in the fight the cases in the Lokayukta. Why are we doing this when we are paying taxes? So refund the tax, we will build our city. Many have lost their lives in this, and every parent here, they are so scared to, they're very scared to send their kids to the school because every day they are not sure whether they will come back alive or not.
Absolutely. What a strong sentiment that is, and they're saying that refund our tax and we are very much capable of building the roads. Will the authorities really wake up after these desperate cries for help is the biggest question that remains, even as thousands of people, lakhs of people on a daily basis struggle and fight for their lives as they pass through these treacherous stretches of roads in the city of Bengaluru. With video journalist Govind, this is Deepak Bopana for NDTV.
Well, the angry residents there, they're demanding answers from the government. And it's not just corporates and office goers who are losing time stuck in Bengaluru's infamous traffic jams. The school children, they're also caught in this civic mess. A study conducted by a private school in Bengaluru, it reveals that students spend close to 180 minutes per day in transit. This time could have otherwise contributed to their overall growth and development. Now, a few students, they have even taken to the social media, creating reels, highlighting the difficulties that they face on their school bus journey. The post went viral, drawing widespread attention, and today, NDTV decided to ride along on one of the buses in order to experience firsthand what this daily torturous commute actually feels like. Take a look.
Well, viewers, for most of us adults, traveling to and from school was a memorable journey. We had a good time spending quality time with our friends in the school bus. But of late, especially in Bengaluru, the journey to school and back home has become quite a treacherous one. The main reason for this is that students land up spending over an hour easily, more often than not, inside the school buses. A bunch of students are with us today. We're here to talk about the amount of time it's taking for students, especially around Whitefield and Sarjapur area, to commute to school and from school. Now, there was a study that was done by Inventure Academy to determine how much time students really take, and it's some shocking details that have emerged. 180 minutes is how much it's actually taking for students on an average.
It's been really dismal seeing the decline of Bangalore. So as a Bangalorean, I want better for my city. I want better for our students and teachers. And what really triggered this was the monsoons. Every year we hit the monsoons, and the amount of time we invest coming to school and going back just goes up exponentially. And this is quite simply because our roads are not built for the kind of volume of traffic. It's taking away from their learning, their development, their well-being. We're seeing a huge spike in cases of anxiety or in not wanting to be around people, of other mental health issues post-pandemic, and this is compounding that. So that's really what triggered this for us.
I stay near Yamlur, Marathali, which is like comparatively still closer than other people who I know traveling. But still, on a good day, I think it would take me 1 hour, 1.5 hours on a good day. If I come home that late, I'm extremely tired. I don't get enough time to work, and it's just there's a backlog of everything. Then instead, if I reach home at time, there's a lot of time for me to work, rest, and then get like academics done and other interests done as well.
And on to some international news. Charlie Kirk's suspected assassin has been captured after the fatal shooting of influential conservative voice in Utah. The turning point, USA founder Charlie Kirk, he was shot at and killed at Utah Valley University on Wednesday. Kirk killing suspect, he is now in custody. He has been arrested. These are the images that the police has in fact released. He is a 22-year-old Tyler. He has been named the suspect. He disliked Kirk for spreading hate, is what the police has said. And the FBI has now revealed why Kirk was shot. In fact, my colleague Vishal Vivek joins us to get us more on this. Vishal, take us through the details.
So this was a 33-hour manhunt that resulted in the capture of Tyler Robinson, as you rightly mentioned. He was the prime accused in this case. For the longest time, the identity was not known, but the authorities were indicating that they had some kind of identity that they were not willing to release. Some US media had reported that the authorities had the name of the accused, but they have zeroed in on him and arrested him. So what happened was that he confided in his father that he had committed the crime, and his father phoned in a friend who worked at a local church, as far as the reports are concerned, and that clergyman contacted the authorities, Utah authorities, and that's how the arrest was made. There was no wide manhunt, police chase or something, but it was indeed a big manhunt. It resulted in police force and the FBI and a lot of other local forces in the USA. They all combined forces together, and they resulted in capturing this person, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson. He was not a student of the Utah University where he targeted Charlie Kirk, but he was a Utah resident nonetheless. Rest of the details are yet to be released as to what were his political motives behind it, because many people are suggesting that he could be, politically motivated. One of the bullet casings that were recovered that had, inscriptions of anti-fascism ideology inscripted on them. So that sort of indicates this could be a political killing. So that will be investigated. So that's what we have so far. This wide manhunt spanning thousands of kilometers, spanning thousands of officers of many, intelligence forces has resulted in the capture. It was pretty swift, 33 hours to capture this one person who seemed to have gone absconding, seemed to have lost himself in the crowd, now has been captured, and that's sort of a relief to wider people in general in the US and also Trump administration as well.
Right. Vishal, as far as the political implications are concerned, what are the political implications that we are looking at, especially considering the current climate in the United States, current political climate there?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind, Osama, is that, there's a wide debate around gun control rights in the US that's been swirling around for decades now. And these incidents every now and then prop up and then highlight the problems that plague the society in US, because gun rights are some of the most controversial, topics in the US as far as politics is also concerned, because the National Rifle Association is a big lobby, one of the most powerful lobbies in the US that supports the right, the Republican side, and that is why the Republican side has been, facing criticism as to why they do not, bring in some legislation that brings an end to this, gun menace that has plagued the country for decades now. So that is what is happening right now. The gun culture debate is again propping up. So that is what is the latest. Rest of the details will be shared by the authorities soon.
All right, Vishal Vivek there. Thank you very much for getting us all those details. And a video of a brutal murder of a 50-year-old Indian origin man in Dallas has now surfaced, and we want to warn our viewers that this entire video could be disturbing for some. This incident, it took place on Wednesday when Chandra Nagamalaya, originally from Karnataka, reportedly told Yordanis Kobos Martinez, a 37-year-old man, not to use the broken washing machine. Kobos Martinez was upset as Nagamalaya asked another employee to translate his instructions instead of addressing him directly. The accused then got a machete and stabbed the 50-year-old multiple times. Nagamalaya reportedly tried to run down the parking lot towards the front office but was chased by the accused. In fact, Nagamalaya's wife and 18-year-old son, they also walked out of the front office and tried to stop Kobos Martinez, but he was pushed. They were pushed away.
Before I tell our viewers what really this video is all about, I want to warn them. Not only is it disturbing, there are graphic details here that could just tell you and send shockwaves down all of us who actually watch this. Now, here is Nagamalaya being chased by Martinez. There you can see he has a machete in his hand. He first tried to stab him earlier. Then he managed to escape. And there you can see being chased down by Martinez. He's a Cuban immigrant, illegal immigrant, who chased Nagamalaya all along. And with that weapon, it actually has, there are some videos which actually show that machete had blood dropping out of it simply because he had already assaulted Chandra Nagamalaya several times by then. He followed him all the way till the front house, and he continued to attack him till he was able to hack and sever his head from Chandra Nagamalaya's body. In the middle of all this, let's tell our viewers, this is broad daylight that this is happening in America, raising questions about the safety, security, and what really is happening in America. But there you can see, we've put that out for you. You can see that circling of that man, the Cuban illegal immigrant Martinez, 37 years of age, he had that machete in his hand, and he continued to attack him till the time his head was not severe, Chandra's head was not severe. And then he picked it up, there you can see, he picked it up and carried it till the nearest dumpster. And you can see that in broad daylight. Look at the way he's actually carrying it.
Well, time for a very short break. More news and updates on the other side.
Across the country, he has tracked the pulse of power from Washington to Korea. Witnessed history being made in global capitals and conflict zones. Brought clarity to complex issues of national security and international affairs. And now, Aditya Raj Kaul begins a new chapter at NDTV.
Actually, I'm taking off because the stories I cover don't sit still. To bring the world to India and to take India to the world, I need to be where action is.
Aditya Raj Kaul, covering international affairs like no one else, only on NDTV network.
We're the only country with such a large population of youth and युवा.
Pure talent और कुछ नहीं है.
बुलाने वाला फ्यूचर काफी अच्छा है स्पोर्ट्स का.
Luck, patience and a lot of tolerance.
Life can change overnight.
जीवन में मैंने कोशिश की है सदैव चुनौती को अपनाने.
We need to work towards an egalitarian society, regardless of gender and orientation.
The best app to use is the NDTV app.
दुनिया भर में जब भी भारतीय मीडिया की चर्चा होती है तो एनडीटीवी सबसे पहले जिक्र में आता है.
मैं आपका बात से सहमत हूं, उल्टे हम भी जब विदेश जाते हैं, the best app to use is the NDTV app.
They argue, I conclude. They deflect, I drill down. This isn't a free-for-all. It's a reckoning. No filler, no fog. Only the facts and where they lead. Every night at 9, the case closes because the buck stops here.
हेलो हेलो बोलिए मैडम, डब्बा ट्रेडिंग कब से चल रहा है पता है मैडम आपको? हम और आप तो जन्म भी नहीं हुआ था हमारा.
We investigated a shady advisory firm that has spent big bucks on advertising on the front pages of national dailies.
ये आपको बिल्कुल उसका ऐसा हल्का सा भी खौफ नहीं है.
मैडम एक बात को खौफ किस लिए रखना चाहिए तो बताओ, कौन सा गलत काम कर रहा हूँ मैं?
After our report, we also saw NSE came out with a cautionary circular to the investors. Market Regulator Securities and Exchange Board of India has also come out with a release talking about the actions that it has taken. Cyber complaint has also been filed against the entities involved in this entire Dabba trading scam.
Presenting the all-knowing, all-powerful Tech Guru.
Whoa. Guru? I'm no guru.
Okay.
I'm just a guy who loves his tech.
A show where the mysteries of megabytes and motherboards shall be unraveled.
Bro, nobody talks like that anymore. This is all about connected ecosystems, EVs and AI that you can use in your daily life. That's what we do on Tech 360. Real talk, real reviews, tech that you can actually use.
Tech has changed. So should your tech show.
If it matters to you, if it matters to you, if it matters to you, it matters to India. It matters to India. And it matters to me. And it matters to me.
India Matters with Shivaru. Only on NDTV 24/7.